Welcome to Chipola College. I'm Casey Compton, SGA President, and today we have Bonnie Smith, the Director of the ACE, the college's tutoring center, to talk about new ways to get help with your courses.
Thank you, Casey. The college has been working diligently this summer to offer classes in multiple modalities so that students can take classes in a way that they feel comfortable, whether it's face-to-face, online. Many of them are going to take it both ways, where they'll have a little in-person face-to-face and a little bit of that will be synchronous or just completely online. So we've been trying in the ACE to provide different ways for students to be able to get help with those classes, whether it is online and remote or in person. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. We've expanded our services in the ACE. Those are the students who will be coming back will still be able to come in like they're used to doing and getting help in person in the lab. But we also have expanded services for after hours. We had that offered for some of our algebra classes on a couple of nights a week. Now almost every night of the week, students will be able to get help after hours, and they can even get help online during the day. And so that's a little bit different from what we've been doing in the past. But one thing that I really like is that we're going to be using our own tutors. Mm-hmm. It'll be the staff that they're used to. We have a few new ones coming on, but it's still students from our district that'll be helping the students that'll be coming in, and not a company that we've hired to do that. After the tutoring and getting help and having that available to students, we've also tried to find a way to make it easy for them to access it when they're not on campus. And ACE Canvas course was created, so when they go to their Canvas site and it has their courses on there, there'll be an ACE Canvas course. Mm-hmm. And that's one way that they can log in and directly get contact with an ACE staff member to start getting help in whatever manner we decide works well for them. But we've also, to make it even easier than that, every course is going to have a tab on the left in Canvas. It'll say ACE Tutoring, so they can go there. It'll send them directly to that site so that somebody will contact them or they'll have contact with an ACE staff member. The students coming back are familiar with Charity Sikora, that sits at the front desk, and she's the coordinator in the lab. And Charity is now the coordinator for online and after-hours tutoring. And so they'll have a familiar face or voice, depending on how they get help. And she will be managing the tutors that are helping students that are not in person in the center where I'll be located most of the day. We'll be using different technologies. Anything we can find to assist students, we'll be really taking advantage of. We are using Microsoft Teams. We're using Zoom, Canvas Studio. I will say that this summer a student sent me a text. I pulled out a napkin, worked the math problem, took a picture and sent it to them. So high tech, low tech, whatever it takes to answer the questions for the students. But there are a lot of methods for us to be able to help students so that they actually can hear it and see it and ask us the questions so that we understand what they need and we can communicate with them. But one thing I really have enjoyed, I didn't know what to expect. In the lab, we had this natural progression of students developing their own learning communities. And they're in the same classes together, they have the same majors, and the tutors are probably in the classes with them. And there becomes this little learning group that works together on projects and getting ready for tests and homework questions. But I didn't know what would happen, and online, it still occurred. Students that were in the same classes, let's just say they were in a Calculus 3 class or a chemistry class, and they worked together and they ended up on teams in a group and working together to answer each other's questions. So it's really great that ACE will be able to help with that. So even if you're taking classes and you're not here face-to-face, you'll still have the benefit of working with other students in your class. So I'm really excited about that. We've learned a lot since spring, since March, about what students want and what they really actually use. So we're ready. Chipola College is ready for students in the fall, and so is the ACE. We've already created some videos for test reviews in our algebra classes. We reworked those because the topics typically change from one semester to the next, so we've got some updated videos for intermediate algebra and college algebra. We've created some new ones this summer. We've worked really closely with faculty in courses like microbiology and chemistry to be able to offer some extra assistance for test prep in that. But you know, at Chipola, I think what makes us unique is that, the help is here. We're really, everybody on our campus, our staff, our administrators, our teachers, our deans, really want to help students. And we've worked really hard to identify best practices for offering courses in these different modalities that are still rigorous enough that you learn the material that you need. They're consistent, they're fair, no matter what manner you take the courses. And ACE is just a way to make sure that if you do have questions that we can get those answered. But one thing I'd like to say for students, I guess, and in case you can kind of maybe add to this if you want to, but our professors are very available, and they're experts. They're the experts. And I know in the lab, you've worked in the lab, and you've called teachers on occasion to help you get ready for whatever sessions you
Yes,
were going to review. And I think that students need to remember that even online, they need to communicate and ask questions to their faculty. I think they'll be very receptive to get those questions answered. So I really feel like we're ready, and I'm looking forward to our students returning in the fall.
So again, on behalf of Chipola's administration, faculty, and staff, welcome home. And don't forget, SGA elections will be held this fall, so make sure to be active.